How we doing, everybody? And welcome to the 14th episode of the Cataclysm of Hyrule campaign. I am the GM and creator of the campaign, Puck Finn. For those returning, welcome back. For those joining us for the first time, welcome. It's good to have you all. So, a little rundown of how things go, and then we'll delve right into it. We're going to go over a couple of announcements that we do at the beginning of every broadcast. We will then go over our introduction of our players and then our recap, and we'll delve right into it. For those who are joining us, I'm going to say that before we get into anything specifically, this is a part 2 of our Fire Temple excursion. So, by all means, if you haven't watched the first part, by all means, stay tuned in. But we have a YouTube channel where we upload all of our campaign sessions, and we'll get into that. So, if you are feeling a little bit lost in what's going on, all of our campaign sessions, including the most recent previous one, is uploaded on there. So, first thing that I always like to talk about is our Discord server. Our Discord server is kind of like the hub of where everything happens. We have general chat, we have voting channels, we have loot channels, a number of... Oops, excuse me. Yeah, it's just kind of the place where everything kind of happens. We put all our notifications up there, all over the necessary links, and all that good stuff. So our Discord is tied to our link tree, which yes, our link tree is the place where we keep all of our most important links there. We have the link to our Roll20, our Discord, our YouTube channel. We have the links of the 3 channels that we have rated thus far. And I'll get into that too. But we don't have our Facebook page on there yet. And you know what? Hold on. I'm going to hopefully at some point try to get it on there. I said I was going to do it 2 weeks ago, and I haven't, and I apologize for that. But yeah, it's a Facebook announcement page that links up to your calendar, so on your phone or whatever. So if yes, Lido, our player and moderator, has linked it in our chat for those who want to get a head start on it, as it is, again, not linked currently to our link tree. But yeah, so very yeah, well, everything just kind of like works together. I apologize. I am a little bit scatterbrained tonight, but hopefully that will not in fact affect the wrath that I lay down on the players tonight. But you know what? Speaking of the players, without further ado, let me bring them over. Hold on. I'm trying a new layout. All right. Off to a not bad start. Let me see. Let me get everyone up there, and I'll get Lido up in a second. That is clearly not Lido in the 3rd spot, but for the time being, I want to introduce Gully. How you doing, Gully? Yes, it it is the there we go. So this is like the first real boss battle of the campaign. In the last session, the boss Teekoh has laid down some heavy fire, with sizable damage. I'm not sure how everyone is looking, but um, well, we'll get into that in the recap. Let's see, where's Lido on my thing? All right, so next we have Deacon. How you doing, Deacon? The power of friendship conquers all. There we go. All right. And I got Lido's camera up and working. Now we can see him properly. How you doing, Lido? I I'm glad to hear that because I did for the viewership I did kind of make a last minute change of plans for Lido that um was my fault. I had misread some communication, but I'm happy to hear that there are contingencies. Um, but as always, welcome, and we are excited to see what you have planned for the night. And of course, last but not bring. All right, challenge accepted. And of course, uh, we have Afine. How you doing, Afine? Wonderful. I love character development. Absolutely. May I should have asked during the pre-show, but may I divulge what you have told me about 2 days from now? Thank you. So, just to bring to attention, in 2 days it will be Afine's birthday. So, officially, I would like to wish her a happy early birthday, and for everyone in Discord, if you are there and you remember, on Sunday, be sure to get into chat and wish her a happy birthday as well. And Gully's is 3 days away. Oh wow. Poor Lita. Well, true, true. So, recap. At the beginning of our last campaign session, I did an extensive recap as to what had led us to the Fire Temple and a little bit of lore leading into it as well. So I'm going to forego that part of the recap because one, either you were here watching it, or two, you will hopefully be taking my advice and circling back to, excuse me, part one. Shoot. Yeah. And we will be circling back, and you hopefully you will be circling back to watch part one after this conclusion. So, yeah. So what has happened since they have entered the Fire Temple? Upon entering the Fire Temple with their first companion NPC of the campaign, Princess Juliet, the Princess of the Gorons, um, initially the entirety of the map was covered in a dense, steamy fog that only permitted the players to see about 15 feet in front of them. And in the process of their journey throughout making it to as far as they are now, the boss has had a number of notable situations. One, the fog was protecting him. Two, once the fog was lifted, he did have an impenetrable shield around him that was protected by a series of torches that have since been destroyed. So now that force field is down, and he has had. I'm going to err on the side of caution to not accidentally reveal anything, but he has a powerful firebolt attack, as well as the ability to summon both lava octoroks and dodongos. So I'm definitely sure all of those things have happened thus far. So towards the end of the last session, Gully called out a threatening remark to the boss Teekoh, who basically accusing him of being scared to fight face to face. And with that, Teekoh did release the fog, and now we're able to see the map. And in seeing the map, our party was able to see the torches, and that is how his barrier has since been destroyed. That aside, is there any other notable things in last session that anybody would like to mention and or humbly brag about?
I have a player question.
Yes.
In case of emergency, how many D4s can we use max?
So I'm fully aware I'm going to shoot myself in the foot with this comment. But there is okay, so in terms of D4, what Gully is referring to what is also talked about in the campaign as cookies. In our Discord loot chat, we have a channel where you can make purchases for in-game interaction. Anybody can make these purchases. They can be made with either real money purchases or claiming a daily to get you free coins. So what happens is some of these, one aspect of this loot chat is a series of D4s that can be purchased to aid the party. There's D4s towards attack rolls, damages, saving throws, and ability checks. So Gully's question is there a cap on the amount of D4s that can be used? And the answer is no.
Yay!
Yes. So you know what? Actually, let me bring it over to over here with the chat. What we have is what's called a Discord loot. There's a Discord loot as well as a personal loot. So if this right now is the current Discord loot that anybody in the party can use. You can see.
Also, did you add those additional 20 D4s?
Oh, I thought those were free personal.
Oh, no, for party. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
No, I want those for the party.
So what was the breakdown on that? I forgot.
25 in each.
25 in each. All right. So.
No, 5 in each. I only bought 20.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, if you want to give us a bonus
like, wow,
20 in each one, we'll take it, sure.
That's a hell of a purchase. All right, so that brings that up to 14. That brings that up to 13. That brings that up to 18. All right. So this is the where's that? Okay, so this is the communal D4s or the communal inventory from our Discord loot that anybody in our party can utilize. On top of that, there's also, as I mentioned, a personal Discord, a personal loot that people can buy. So, say for example, let's use Gully for example. When he purchased those 20 D4s, had he wanted to keep those for himself, those D4s would simply be added to his inventory rather to the Discord loot. So, to our viewership, at any point, just as a default, if you ever wanted to purchase D4s for our party to use, they would go into the communal Discord loot, unless otherwise stated during the purchase. So that's kind of how it defaults. But yeah, so just as an elaboration, that is what Gully was talking about, and that is the entirety of the function of how to purchase and utilize these D4s. And also, in terms of ability checks, the ability check one, what I often do is I will often kind of narrate in a more general sense how close a person is to succeeding an ability check. So if they're like really close, I'll let them know. I won't tell them the exact number, but I'll make kind of like a general statement on the matter. Yeah. All right. So, anybody else have any moments that they would like to bring up before we delve into this?
We had Juliet smack talk basically her dad and, Romeo.
That is true. So,
And we stole Romeo's hammer.
Yeah.
And it's now hanging in a
Revenge.
tree covered in, leaves and flowers.
so yeah, to flesh that out a little bit, it wasn't just Romeo's hammer. It was a hammer that is a family heirloom. It is something that is not only an incredibly powerful item, but it is something that he has great sentimental attachment to.
Yes, this is a very major fuck you. DQ knows this.
Yes. So I'm sure that will have absolutely no repercussions whatsoever, and we'll just completely gloss over that. But I did feel the need to. All right. So, Deacon and Afine, any further moments? It's not necessary.
Not really sure, to be honest. Mostly just very afraid of falling in lava. That's all me have to say about that.
Yes,
Though there is part of me that's wondering if I could do my Deku water hop over the lava. Not going to try, don't worry.
if there was a creative way to do it, I'm sure that you guys can and will figure it out.
I have some ideas.
Yes. But so one of the things that I just want to say is final is in the last moments of the last campaign session, we ended with the force field coming down. We ended with the party and the viewership getting their first gaze upon the temple boss Teekoh. So, although he has dealt a fair amount of damage up until this point, he has not taken a singular point of damage himself. But that being said, right, I have an extra cord here that I don't need. All right. So, with that, let us delve into the Fire Temple. Um, Okay, so we ended with Deacon.
Um, yeah. Do you want me to refresh on how my turn went? It's basically over at this point.
Yeah.
Okay. So I had used one of my bardic inspirations to force push one of the lanterns into the lava. I had destroyed another one with my 2 remaining attack rolls, and then I chucked the one that I was holding since the beginning into the lava next to me, and then Teekoh was revealed. So technically, I haven't used my movement yet, but I have used the rest of my actions. And I'm just gonna scan real quick to see if there's a place I should move to from here because I'm dangerously near the lava, and I would like to end that fact. So I'm gonna move 10 feet up closer to a fiend.
Mm,
And that will officially conclude my turn, if you don't mind.
gotcha. Sounds good. All right. So, just trying to make this a little bit neater. Does that look better? No, that looks atrocious. All right, down in the corner we go. All right. So with that, we will go to Lido. And
Okay.
where are you?
I'm down
Oh,
here.
there you are. Okay. Let me zoom out a little bit.
So I'm going to step up to there and kind of survey and go, Fiend Deacon, I got you for a little bit of protection, so can't do much, but here you go. And I will cast Bones of the Earth. Basically creating 6 nice little pillars that I'm going to use to block Mr.
Arigato.
Face, so that way he can't attack us.
All right. So let
I will do it like
let me get you some pillars.
I was just going to draw circles.
Oh, all right. That works too.
And that's where those 6 are.
All right. So you cause up to 6
Sorry, Gully.
you cause up to 6 pillars of stone to burst from a place on the ground that you can see within range. Each pillar is a cylinder that has a diameter 5 feet and a height of up to 30 feet, which pretty much
Literally
lifts up to the ceiling.
or the ceiling.
Yep. The ground where the pillar appears must be wide enough for its diameter, and you can target the ground under a creature. Target the ground. Okay.
But it has to be a smaller medium, which that's not.
Right. Each pillar has an AC of 5 and 30 hit points. When reduced to 0 hit points, the pillar crumbles to the ground, which creates an area of difficult terrain for a 10-foot with a 10-foot radius
Yes.
that lasts until the rubble is cleared. Each 5-foot diameter portion of the area requires at least 1 minute to clear by hand. Blah blah blah. Okay, so that is the gist of the spell. I see. Oh, okay. Now I see all the pillars. All right, and that takes care of your action. Any other bonus actions or movement?
Nothing at the moment. Next turn, yes. Not this turn.
All right. So now we are going to go to Teekoh. So let me bring up his character sheet real quick. Excuse me. By the way, much better internet connection this week. Much better. Actually, as a side note, I talked about this last week during our chat session, but for those who tuned into our our broadcast 2 weeks ago, we were having some connectivity problems where the broadcast got a little choppy. With the upload to our YouTube channel, that choppiness is not there. We have a much better quality video up there. Yeah, just pointed that out. Okay. So Teekoh, let's see what he's gonna do. All right. So Teekoh is going to cast Blur. All right. So your body becomes blurred, shifting and wavering to all those who can see you for the duration. The duration is 1 minute. Any creature has disadvantage on attack rolls against you. The attacker is immune to this effect if they don't rely on sight, as with blind sight, or can see through illusions, as with true sight. So I believe that will conclude Teekoh's turn as we go to Princess Juliet, who is how much I know what I want her to do, but I don't know if I have the space for it. You know what? She is going to dash as the action, and that is going to bump her. Where is her? Where is she? There she is. Okay. I just want to get an accurate thing of what that's going to bump her speed to. All right. 20 feet until the end of the turn. Okay. So, in dashing, it's going to raise her. Am I reading this right? To 100?
So her base movement speed is 30, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
Then yes. It
Oh.
is, so basically, the way that it works is her movement speed becomes 50 based on this, and she can take the move action twice, essentially. She can
Yeah.
move double her normal movement speed.
All right. So, let's take this. All right. So, let's see. 30. Wait. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80. Okay. So, that is going to bump her all the way around. I'm gonna try to I'm gonna freehand it just to kind of show everybody start off here, and she went bam with all that insane movement. Unfortunately, she does not have anything to target. So that will conclude Juliet's turn as we go to Gully.
Alrighty, so Gully is going to use his bonus action to invoke his giant might and grow large. Then after he goes large,
Bam. All right.
I guess we'll have to adjust back 5 feet. He'll proceed forward 10 feet and then jump over.
Yo.
Damn. Gully is not messing around. All right, so you are there. You are face to face with this hulking behemoth, and you can feel the heat just kind of emanating from his entire body, but most intensely from his gaping mouth, with just strips of lava just falling out. Is there anything else you would like to observe as you make this happen?
Observe.
Yeah.
Oh, observe? No, but he's definitely doing more.
You got it.
Yeah. So, Gully gets over there, and you're definitely not in a talking mood. So, Gully then proceeds, after saying that, to close his eyes
Mm-hmm.
and proceeds to start attacking him using his blind fighting skills.
Nice.
So, with that, he will commence with his first swing. Oh, son of a biscuit. He's probably going to be resistant to all of this stuff.
Let's see. Okay, so I'll give you the situation on that. Yeah. So with that, you are able to tell that the fire damage does not deal anything to him. However, is the slashing damage regular or magical?
The regular is magical, flame tongue sword, but then of course that fire damage, I assume, obviously because it's resistant or immune to fire,
Yes.
wouldn't think to it.
Okay. Um.
Oh, why did I?
Oh
Oh,
wait.
you know
th-
what? I didn't roll the attack. I'm sorry. Let's do that first. There
Yeah.
we go.
Uh, Flame tongue song. Flame. That hits.
All right, there we go.
All
You want
right.
to roll the damage again?
No, we'll take the damage. I mean, it was
Okay.
yeah.
Sorry, it was a little backwards.
You know what? We listen. We all got excited over this. So
All
yeah.
right.
All
So
right.
that was attack one.
Yeah.
Attack two.
24 is gonna hit. 17. All right.
All right. And then he goes for attack number three. Wah wah wah.
Yeah. So 14 does not hit.
All right. And because he's already used his bonus action, he cannot smack him with the shield. But Gully then says, hopefully, we'll get this over quickly. Thank you. I've been itching for a nice little fight.
All right.
And that ends his turn.
Okay. I'm going to simply retcon one simple bit. Because I missed an action. Where is it? I missed the layer action. So I'm going to say that the layer action causes a Dodongo. Huh. Lita, are your pillars still up?
Mhm.
Okay.
I don't
Then
know where they went. I'll put it back.
I cleared the drawing when I wrote the bit.
Okay. Put it back real quick.
Okay.
They're just invisible, but they're still there.
They're still there.
Okay. Now they're back.
All right. So I'm going to put a baby Dodongo down to the south of Lido. And that will be the layer action. Okay. All right. So at the conclusion of Gully's turn, we now go to Effine. Actually, before we go to Effine, I'm going to take a legendary action. Oh, I can't. All right. And he'll just take a cantrip one. And he's going to firebolt. He's going to firebolt the um, the pillar next to Afine, to the right of Afine. I'm not going to bother making a roll because it has more than +5, and I could roll damage because it
It has
has
30 hit points.
yeah. So you know what? Might as well. Let's see. So that's the 25 to hit, and
Aha! It stays
oh.
up. It's got 4 hit points.
Oh, all right. So this thing is starting to crumble. It has massive cracks in it, and Afine, as you look through the cracks, you can see that this thing is just staring hard at you. All right. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna get scared and piss it off even more because I don't like that blur. So I'm going to dispel it.
Nice.
So wait, what are you dispelling?
The blur he cast on himself.
Oh. What level was the blur? The blur is second. Oh. All right.
Ba-ba-boo.
You know what? Counterspell the dispel magic.
I cast
Oh.
Oh. Well, good thing I have
Dude is
sorcery.
tricky. He's squirrely rascal.
Listen, he might look like a brutish beast, but there's more to him. All right. So the blur
So-
remains.
So out of curiosity, he can
Yes.
thoroughly see through that pillar now?
Yes, I would say that he can see
Okay.
through it. Like he can't target through it, but he can definitely
Because
see.
Counterspell would have to target a fiend, but the fiend doesn't have to see the spell to dispel it. She can dispel the blur without having to like actively be looking at it.
Right.
So if a fiend's behind enough cover, she could target the blur to dispel it without being in visible range to be counterspelled. Rules lawyer. That's all. You don't have to go by that, but I'm just telling you.
As much as I would love to award that, prior to the
Fair
session,
enough.
yeah, I did narrate that he was
Okay.
directly looking at her.
Good point. That works. Fair enough.
So yes,
And I'm gonna take a step to the side.
Excellent choice.
behind a fresh pillar.
Mhm.
Good
Yep,
move. All right, and let me see. You know what? Another cantrip, another firebolt at Deacon. Well, at the pillar in front of Deacon. Just dude, he was creaming you guys with this firebolt last session.
yep.
All right, so that the thing, the pillar near Deacon, similar situation to the one north of it, and with that we go to Deacon.
Okay. Well, so let's see. 1, 2, 3, 40, 40. So, okay. I'm going to move up. And actually here, let me. Okay. So, I'm going to move up. I'm going to peek through the little crack over here.
Mhm.
I'm going to look over here. And I see Juliet is struggling to get to position. And let's see. I could. Sorry, I have a very intense turn that I have to think about very carefully. So I have to decide if I want to allow her to get over here or not. But let's see.
Juliet is making a mad dash.
You know what? Yeah, it doesn't seem like I could stop her if I wanted to. What I'm going to do is help her get herself into trouble. Let's do this. All right. So, do you see this 20-foot by 20-foot box that I'm drawing?
Yes.
Okay, so about level with the ground on both these points and this point. So
Mhm.
like right here, you see where it connects, and connecting at this corner and on these two tiles. Sorry, it's kind of messy now, but do you see what I'm drawing?
I think it's starting to look like that meme
Here,
from It's
here,
Always Sunny.
here. Yes, it is. So these 4 tiles it connects on.
Okay.
Um, I and are they roughly level with each other? Like just generally speaking.
Yeah, I would say all of the unaltered um, ground is 5 feet above the lava flow.
All right. Right. So, damn. This you know what? I'm going to summon a cage, and that cage is made of force. I'm summoning a force cage.
Okay.
Level with the ground as an invisible platform flush with those 4 tiles to allow Juliet to safely traverse the lava and reach the monster in the middle of the arena.
All right. So let me.
So, to clarify for you, here, right here, she can walk across all of these tiles.
All right. Can I do a fill? Uh-huh. Oh wait. Oh, there we go. All right. So I got 1, 2, 3. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. So there.
Yes.
Okay. Perfect.
And I'm going to call out to Juliet. Juliet! Sorry. Juliet! Left corner! Diagonal! There's a space for you! Trust in me! Okay.
You know, I can't help but point out how actually appropriate it is to uh like yell Juliet's name in in overly aggressive tone.
This is true. This is true.
It's pretty much her introduction to the story.
But yeah. So yeah. That platform is now walkable. And I will and for my bonus action, I don't think I've handed out any inspiration, so I'm gonna give Athene an inspiration.
Gotcha.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
thank you.
Beautiful.
Cheers. Support mage incoming. That ends my turn.
Sounds good. All right. Wonderful. Well played turn. As we go to Lido. Lido, you are trailing behind. You are well defended, and you have a baby Dodongo creeping up behind you.
Yeah. Um, I'll worry about that in a moment. So I step over. Look, you know what happens when you piss off nature? Nature comes back at you, and I'm gonna cast Nature's Wrath right on this nice big box where Gully and him are.
All right.
So just do that. It's easy enough. It's 60 by 60. So yeah, it's plenty to cover everything. And I'm going to choose rocks. So as my bonus action,
Wait, Wrath of
I am
Nature.
going to, yes, Wrath
Okay.
of Nature. As my bonus action, I'm going to try and hit him with little stones that are coming off the ground, just pelting him.
Okay. So
And I know I have disadvantage because he's still. Is he still blurred?
yeah.
Okay. So yes, I will roll that and see what happens. That was a 25 hit.
A 25 hits.
For 13 points of bludgeoning damage. It is non-magical, but
All right. And we need to do a saving throw, right?
no. Oh yes, a strength saving throw,
Yeah.
or he falls prone.
All right.
So DC 18.
All right. Let me get his strength
Hey,
saving.
big boy, please fall prone. Please fall prone.
No.
No, he does not fall prone, but he does take half the damage from the rocks. Let me.
No, it doesn't say he doesn't take half damage. He still takes it.
Oh wait, it's magic
It's just-
damage.
Well, it's non-magical. It's labeled as non-magical bludgeoning damage.
Oh, okay. Then it is okay. So I'm letting you know it takes half damage.
Still something.
Yes.
And then I'm gonna go. I might need a hand in a moment, Ikun. If you have a chance. And I'm gonna move back around my pillar. And I know it's coming, but I'm going to prepare and just take out my shield and just kind of hunker down.
All right. So now we get to Teekoh. And first thing he's going to do is he's going to make a bite attack on Gully. No. He's going to try to make another bite attack on Gully. Okay.
And remember, those are a disadvantage because he has cloak of displacement on.
Oh, I'd also like to chime in because of the bludgeoning damage he took from Lito's attack. He has to make a concentration saving throw for Blur.
Oh, yeah, I'm not worried about that. Doing okay.
I can see why.
Okay, so we'll take the 16 and the 31 as the disadvantage roll. The second attack is another bite. Low roll 24.
Woo, Nelly.
That it's
That 24 is definitely hitting.
all right. So first thing I need is I need you to make a strength save against grappling. $18. All right, that meets.
I should have used some D4s.
That definitely meets it. All right, so let's see. Let's roll the attack for the bite. That's going to be 35 piercing damage.
All right, is it just regular?
It is. Yeah, not non-magical piercing.
Okay. So I'll reduce it by 3.
Wonderful.
Because
Okay.
a heavy armor master.
So 32 points of piercing damage. And finally, he is going to make a tail whip attack at disadvantage. Okay. I need a dex save from you.
OMG, I think. Hold on, let me just make sure. Darn it, I don't have that rune invoked, so okay, I can't help myself on that. Boo. All right, dex save. This is not gonna be good. I am definitely gonna need to use some D4s with this roll.
You're good. So you will not be knocked prone, but you will take
Whew.
as of right now 34 points of damage.
Okay, so -3,
Okay.
31.
So 31 points to Gully.
Oh, jeez, Louise.
All right, and all of a sudden you missed the firebolt. Yeah, I think that will conclude Teekoh's turn as we go to Princess Juliet, who is going to Okay. She's going to go and roll. And she's going to come up and position herself at flanking with Gully.
Yay!
And she's going to utilize
You're
her.
the best!
That's right. And she's going to utilize that Gorn roll to make her fist attack.
Hey, it's your
Crits.
girl.
Nice. And let's see the damage on that. And then I have to do a dex save. All right. 17 points of damage. Non-magical bludgeoning. Got it. And the dex save. Just makes it. Teekoh is not knocked prone, so at the start of the round, we are going to first take the legendary action. Yeah. It's going to summon an Octorok. Oh, I never did the...
Yeah, I was going to mention that before my turn.
All right, so you know what? Let me just add here. Let me add that as... You know what? We'll consider the summons having a 0 initiative. So because they're summons, they'll just go at the end. But where's the Octorok? There's the Octorok, and the Octorok is going to position itself there. But the Octorok is not here for the legendary action. The layer action, I'm sorry. So we are going to take the baby Octorok. The baby Dodongo. And just want to check the immunities or resistances, because I haven't played these things in a while. Okay. So it's... Can it jump?
I mean, if it has a strength score, I imagine anything can jump. The rules for a standing jump are different than the a high jump is different. So are you looking for a high jump or a long jump?
A long jump. I don't think a high jump is capable at this point with the
Okay.
rules.
So it can still do the 10 feet of movement, and then it can long jump equal to its strength score. If it doesn't have the 10 feet of movement, then in that case, it can jump half of its strength score without the movement before it.
Okay, so going to go back,
and keep in mind, of course, sorry, it does cost movement out of its total movement pool, equivalent to, yeah.
So that's 5. 5, 10. Yeah, so it can pretty much end up at the corner without any additional movement or action. All right. Now we are to Gully.
Juliet, you're the best. Thank you.
So the flanking pretty much negates the blur.
Oh, I honestly, at this point, he can open his eyes since she's over there.
Yeah. So
So he'll, since she's over there, he'll actually open his eyes because now he can do some other stuff as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but yeah, that's first attack.
Okay, so the 21 is the active number, right?
It's advantage. So right flanking.
Yeah, but what? Okay,
So it'll be the 24.
So when you opened your eyes, you're affected by the blur, which puts you at disadvantage, and then the flanking puts you at advantage, and they equal out.
So it's just regular attack.
Yeah, standard.
So I
flanking.
might as well just keep my eyes closed until the blur is gone. It doesn't matter.
You know what? I guess in that situation, as long as your eyes are closed, the advantage will take effect. So a 24 as a reaction, he's going to shield.
The shield spell. Oh, okay. You suck, dude. Stop being so squirrely. Just let me hit you.
He is okay. I just wanted to be. I just wanted to make sure that shield. I didn't think it was concentration, but I wanted to make sure.
No, it's not.
Yeah. All right.
All right. So with that, I mean, these other attacks are probably not going to hit, but he's going to do it anyway. Gotta try. Might get a crit.
30 hits.
Just a 30 hit him.
30 will hit. All right.
Oh gosh.
So
I'm sure that 21 hit.
20 will not.
And
hit.
he'll use his bonus action to smack him with the shield. And that 25 will not hit.
25 will not hit, but I love the bonus action.
Oh.
All right. And that's Gully's turn. Stop being so squirrely.
All right.
Fight me like a real man. Oh, wait, you're not a man. What are you? Do I get a sense that he's a fiend?
You no.
Okay. All right. And that ends his turn.
Okay. So
I keep forgetting I'm part paladin. I should have smited his behind.
well, we haven't gone to the next step. Do you want to throw a smite in there?
Absolutely.
All right. Throw a smite. All right. So as your smite hits with your second attack, he lets out a sound that indicates that the smite has done extra damage. More damage than intended. All right.
Oh, you didn't like that, you little squirrely punk, huh?
Oh, ooh, shit talking. All right.
So he was already beating the brakes off of me, so might as well go down talking smack.
Oh, beautiful. All right, we're gonna cantrip the middle pillar. Impossible not to take it down at this point. Okay, and that will be its action for that as we go to legendary action, and we go to a fiend.
Right. Well, let's try and take undo some of the damage it's caused. I would like to cast a second level healing word on Gully.
All right.
Yay!
Yeah, that works.
All right. So, Gully, you are replenished for 8 points of damage, and you feel nice and warm and tingly inside. Any
Wait,
other?
8 or 12?
12. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I missed that extra 4. 12 points. Yes. All right. And does that conclude Fiend's turn?
Since that's a... Let me triple check. Yeah, bonus action. Oh, for my main action, I am going to cast Rare Frost on this Ultra Rock.
All right. Very nice. All right. 12, I believe, will hit.
Really? Huh.
And, hold on, I'm bringing up the... I don't know why I didn't bring up the card. What's the damage?
Its damage is 8, and its speed is reduced by 10 until the start of my next turn.
All right. So the 12 does hit, but it's still alive. It's looking pretty shabby. All right.
Okay.
Okay. And that concludes your turn as we go to... Oh, I can't take it off the map. All right. Let's try and clean up the map a little bit. That's not working. You know what? Let's firebolt the pillar by Deacon. Remaining HP impossible not to take down. And Deacon, you are up.
All right. Sorry, you said he did what? He firebolted. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I glance over at Gully and I kind of whisper, "What kind of help did you need?" I mean,
Help killing this thing!
I meant to say Lito in this case. Lito said he needed my help last turn, and I don't know what he was talking about.
I don't know. Help Lito, or you can give me some
Fine.
more health.
Never mind.
I think I got this.
Okay. Well,
If you can give me some health or get rid of this blur, that would be helpful.
let's see. Ooh, man. Kind of got to
If
choose
not,
between
just
those
hit it
right
really
now.
hard.
All right.
His breath kind of stinks. It's like rotten eggs and sulfur. Wait, sulfur smells like rotten eggs. You get the point.
It smells like redundancy.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So, shit. All right. This is tough. But this thing doesn't seem to have any like notable weaknesses.
It does have one.
Yeah, and that's one I'm gonna try to find out because I have exactly 2 chances to see if this is gonna do anything.
Well, let me rephrase. It has one notable weakness that has been discovered so far.
Oh, gotcha. Fair enough. Not what I was talking about, but point granted.
Yeah.
All right. So, you know what? This requires me to. All right. You know what? I'm going to attempt to attack him brazenly. And here, let's see. I am going to all right, so I'm going to look at him and I am going to point dramatically at him and say, "You will come to a prison built of regrets and sorrow." And I cast Mental Prison. Make me an intelligence saving throw.
All right.
No shit.
It is going to utilize its legendary resistance.
Fair enough. Yeah, I burned one of them though. So you take 5d10 psychic damage. Which I will roll right now. $23.
All right. Very nice.
You have to make a Constitution saving throw. I don't know if you can fail this one yet. It's half of 23, which I guess will be 12. I don't remember if your modifier was plus 12 or 13.
It is plus 13.
Fair enough. Okay.
Deacon, are you attacking his mind? Yeah. Turn it into mush.
Okay. And then I am gonna give Gully an inspiration with my bonus action.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go step behind Athene for, use that last wall of security. And yeah, that'll end my turn.
All right.
Oh gosh.
I'm just gonna check something real quick because I just want to make sure that I did something right or wrong.
I know you're using the wall, but it just feels like you're actually using a fiend for a shield.
I know. It's funnier that way.
The terrible kind of meat shield with less HP than you.
A little meat shield.
Okay.
I am flammable.
You're flammable.
Very true.
All right. So let's see where we at. That was Deacon, and for its third and final legendary action, it is going to take out or make an attack on the pillar that Juliet is. Where is it? There it is. That Juliet is behind. All right, it's got 5 HP left. And it too is heavily crumbling. All right, so and now we go to Lido. How you doing, Lido?
Okay. First, I'm going to actually cast a nice little spell on the little Dodongo in front of me. I'm gonna go. It hasn't worked before, and I will motion with my hand like I'm crumbling something, and then poison spray it.
Okay.
So DC 18 fails, takes 20 points of poison damage.
All right, it's a con save.
Yes,
And
it fails. So
It
20 points of poison damage.
all right, and let me check the radius. Okay,
It's 10 feet.
it explodes, and you are outside of the radius.
Good.
So
Okay.
let's see.
Then I'm going to step over here and look at my little, fire guy and go, you know what? Rocks didn't work. Let's try something else. So instead of rocks, I'll put the spell back up one more time so that way we know exactly what's going to happen.
Mhm.
I'm going to choose roots and vines. So basically, underneath of it, it needs to make a strength roll. Otherwise, it becomes restrained. So DC 18 strength. Hoping this might work.
I'm going to save you the trouble and the illusion and say it cannot be restrained.
Good to know. And then I'll just hide behind my little pillar again, going, one of these is going to work well.
So, immune to condition immunity restrained. All right. Any other actions on your turn before?
That's it for right now.
All right. And now we are going to go to Teekoh, who is going to Rock Tomb. And I need deck saves from Juliet and Gully.
Yeah, let's go ahead and throw a D4, 2 D4s on there to help out with that.
You
Or you have to do it before.
no,
you
it's
roll.
one that you already passed. It's DC 12 in the description.
Yeah, you have passed. Juliet has not. So, what is it? I'm looking at her thing.
Juliet,
She's blind.
use the
deaf, and
party loop.
unrestrained.
Yes, so Juliet is entombed, encased in rock. Oh, the irony of happening to a Goron. While entombed, she is blind, deafened, and restrained. At the end of her turn, she can make a strength save to try to break free from the rock tomb. But that will conclude Teekoh's turn. And actually, let me get another note for the blur on there. And Juliet will make the strength save at the end of her turn.
She's out.
All right, and she breaks it. All right, so as soon as this rock tomb like just comes up and encapsulates her, she just as quickly just boom, just fucking breaks out of it. She just wipes the rubble off her shoulders like it's no big deal. As we, let me see, as we go to the Octorok. The Octorok is going to. And he will make a. Yeah, he's going to make a Spit Rock attack on Effine.
Oh.
14 hits.
Yeah.
All right, you suffer a whopping 7 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay then.
Actually, he's going to take a little more movement. And come up to Deacon. That will end its turn. And at the start of its turn, we are going to use the lair action to summon another Octorok. You know what? Let's randomize this a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4. You know what? Gully, give me a D4.
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 Coming up. Maybe. Move the screen. There we go. Boom.
1, 2, 3. All right. Perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
Yay, I got to roll a D4.
Yay. All right. So another baby Dodongo appears. And now we go to Gully. All right.
Man, smelly breath. You're making me dig deep here. And Gully will invoke his heal room. Wave, kind of go over Gully. Now he has resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, slashing damage.
Nice.
For 1 minute.
No, I think we might have had to force Gully to bring that out at maybe just like one other time prior. So,
Yeah.
so
And he begins to start swinging. Oh, no, not hit.
17, no dice.
All right, I think that's it.
28 will hit.
Come on, crit. We need a crit. Come on, crit. That's not a crit, but we'll take it.
A 19 will miss.
Just a reminder, I'm not saying you have to use it any kind of way. Just reminding you have a D12 inspiration at some point. Maybe you want to save it for a saving throw. Maybe you want to use it. Not. Just saying. No pressure. Just reminding. Sorry.
Yeah. Definitely gonna break it out for a saving throw
Okay, so we're
because he's been working me over.
we're holding on to that, and so I'm going to elude and ask: is there anything that you want to tag on to that 24 or that 28 attack?
It's not a crit, but we'll go ahead and do it.
All right.
We'll go ahead and throw a smite on there.
Okay.
Less than before.
That's all right. Still, it's 8 points of damage.
All right.
All right.
And
and
that ends Gully's turn.
I will state at this point that Teekoh has taken a turn for the worse after that barrage of attacks. And
Good. How you doing over there, Juliet? You good? You were looking a little stiff for a moment there.
Okay. So, on the bright news, he's not going to use a cantrip for his legendary action. Instead, he's going to explode the Octorok.
No.
So I need a dex save for Effine and Deacon. Oh no. Oh no.
Okay.
Okay.
Counter.
All right. Both make the dex save. So we will roll half damage on this. It is 16. How you looking, Effine?
All right.
I am surprisingly still up.
Okay. All right. So, oof, that was something. So, with that will conclude his legendary action. As we go to Effine, and the Octorok is now deceased, and I'm going to put him in the pile. I'm going to put him in the XP pile down at the bottom of the map. Bam. Okay. All right. So, Effine, you are up. What would you like to do?
I can either do something smart or get angry.
Ooh, both of those sound like great decisions to me.
I'm going to try and dispel his blur again.
All right. Very awesome move, because that yet burns another counterspell.
And it's likely that he has more third level spell slots than I do.
Oh, wait, what is this? Oh, okay. Okay. So well played. All any other actions for Athene?
My all my cantrips are actions. I can't do anything else.
All right.
Just gonna hope for the best.
Okay, so with no other Octoroks to explode, Scott, he's going to use the Firebolt to take out the last 5 points of the pillar next to Athene. Pillar.
I'll get rid of it.
And
Sorry, I
with,
was looking at stuff for my turn.
I figured. Okay, so with that, we will go to Deacon.
Okay. So you said we could do a potion as a bonus action potentially.
Yeah. In terms
Um,
of potions, you can utilize it as an action or a bonus action, but not for both.
can I feed Athene a potion with my bonus action?
Absolutely.
Okay. So Athene, you see Deekun tugging on your hand, and he is insisting that you drink this potion.
Thank you so much.
Um,
Happily
it
drink.
is sippy. Okay. Here, let me roll the dice for that. It's gonna be, let's see, 8 plus 8. There you go. You regain 29 HP.
Nice. Thank you.
I give you a thumbs up. And then I am going to stand like here. And you see Deekun, he seems to be actively fuming since you like saw his mental prison do virtually nothing. And at this point, you can see as you look closely that his sorry, that his leaves begin to glow slightly golden at the tips.
Super Teekoh.
I love
Yes.
you, Deekoh.
I know it's coming.
So Deekun is going to, since it can't be counterspelled, he's going to run his hands through his leaves, and he is going to summon a power from every friend I've walked beside. And I'm going to cast Tensor's Transformation. Here, one sec. Let me put that in chat for you all.
I was getting Sonic the Hedgehog vibes.
I
So,
was thinking
um,
something.
you endow yourself with endurance and martial prowess fueled by magic. Until the spell ends, I can't cast spells, and I gain the following benefits: 50 temporary HP. If any of these remain when the spell end, they are lost. I have advantage on attack rolls I make with simple and martial weapons. When I hit a target with a weapon attack, that target takes an extra 2d12 force damage. I have proficiency with all armor, shield, simple, and martial weapons. I have proficiency in strength and constitution saving throws. I can attack twice instead of once when I take the attack action on my turn, unless I already have extra attack. And when the spell ends, I make a DC Constitution saving throw of 15, or I suffer a level of exhaustion. And then I'm going to take out a vial of poison, and I am going to start applying it to my next crossbow bolt, which is going to be, let's see.
That's your extra
Right.
action?
Oh wait, right. I can't do that. I already did the other thing. Okay, yeah, never mind. I can't do the poison yet. That's for next turn. Okay. So, I end my turn. I have to end it here.
Okay. And with his final legendary action, he is going to firebolt the corner pillar surrounding Leto.
That one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh, oh, I'm on the wrong screen. Oh, I'm back on the wrong screen. Hold on. There we go. Oh my god.
So it's got 9 left. Cool. No, it's got 14 left.
Oh,
Good.
14 left. All right. The worst firebolt so far. Let me see. Okay. And with that, we go to Lido.
Okay, I'm going to step up. First, I'm going to go, you're trying, but you're not going to win. And I'm going to Nature's Wrath him with stone again.
Okay.
Do that real quick. Sure that I can actually hit. Does a 20 hit?
A 20 does not hit.
I'm good. I'll get something else I'm going to do.
All right.
So I will immediately drop it.
Gotcha.
And then, Almighty DM, let me see if I can do this. This is a unique thing.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to try.
Right.
So, what I would like to do
Uh-huh.
is cast my racial trait ability of Wall of Water.
Okay.
It
So
says I can
is that
put
a
it in,
spell or is it an ability?
it's a spell, but the other one was just a bonus action. I didn't actually cast a spell.
The
Yeah, Deacon, yes or no?
No,
The
yeah.
spell was already
If the spell is
created.
already cast, it has nothing to
Oh.
do with like you can cast this easily. No problem. There's
Okay.
no
Yeah.
question.
Okay. I thought you were recasting the
No.
Breath of Nature spell. Okay.
This is Wall of Water.
Okay.
So what I plan to do is I'm going to create a nice little, because it's 30 feet long,
Mhm.
10 feet high, 1 foot thick. So basically, I am going to, let me see if I can do this freehand, create a nice little wall. So there's 15, and then there's another 10 and 5. So literally, it's going to pop up through him.
Okay.
So now the question is, it's pure water popping up.
Mhm.
Does it do anything to him? Besides the fact that it now makes it that way any spells that he casts through it that are fire-based are now halved. And he has disadvantage on attack rolls through it. For range attacks.
Hmm. I mean, I don't see.
Because it doesn't say it does damage unless you're in the wall.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me get. Let me see if I can find a good icon to represent that a little differently.
I'll get rid of that then.
Oh, wait. Is my... Oh, wait. Oh, I'm on the wrong page again. That's the theme of the night. I'm on the wrong page. All right. Some fog. Okay, and this is a like that big?
Kind of. Yeah. That's close enough.
Okay,
It's
so
literally directly under it.
Wait, 30 feet long. So
So basically, I'm making it into a square. So there's going to be like one spot that's not going to be filled. Because it'll go like that. So that's 10.
10 feet in diameter,
It
20 feet
goes
high.
down to there. And then basically like that.
All right. So actually, I made it a little bit too big. So we went to what? Oh my god, my screen's blipping. 20 feet high, 1 feet thick, 20 feet in diameter. Okay, so it's 20 by 30 is what I'm reading. 30 feet long,
Hmm.
20 feet diameter, 20 feet high, and 1 foot thick. Why am I having a hard time picturing this? Long. Okay. Let me see. 30. All right, so let me get 30 feet long. 5, 10, 15. All right. Let's see if that helps. If not, we're recording. So, I think, are we back? Yes. Okay. We are back on live. Oh, so we cut out. I'm not sure at what point we cut out, but I think we lost a fair bit of significant footage. But so to kind of like quick recap. So the crystal containing Darunia has broken, and Darunia is gone.
And we beat the boss, since that wasn't recorded.
And we beat the boss. So inside of the chest cavity of Teekoh, we have found this medallion. And do you guys know who has it? Who had the one that looked like it?
I don't have one.
Man. Are you talking about the cool red coin I found?
Yes.
Yeah, I had that. I love that thing.
Okay, yeah. So this medallion looks just like that, only I think it's probably a little bit bigger. The one you have is more of a smaller size. This one is roughly about I want to say like half a foot to a foot in diameter. So it's a sizable thing. And,
Nice.
and it's found within the the gemmed chest cavity of Teekoh. So yeah, what would you like to do?
I guess I'll just kind of reach for it. I don't know. Bring out the cool red coin for comparison.
So even as you hold both pieces, you kind of get the one that you have just recently found feels a bit more sturdy. It feels as if it's made from either a really dense piece of stone, possibly maybe something, metallic. Like it is very sturdy and hard. And the other coin you have feels not like cheaply made, but it's it becomes pretty clear that the first coin that you found was more of like a token or representation of what you now hold in your hand. And on the back of the coin that you have now found, there's an inscription. The inscription states that he who chooses to possess this coin willfully chooses to become the sage and protector of the Fire Temple. So,
Hey, put that coin
can't
down.
read.
Put it back. Put it down.
I'll take this time to remind everyone that I cannot read.
Oh, so as Deacon has this in his hand, I read this. Hey.
Thank you.
Oh, wow. That Deacon, you should probably put that down.
Oh.
Unless you want to stay here and become the sage.
Ah! I put it down.
okay. So, so last week in the chat broadcast, I had mentioned a game mechanic that has an original game mechanic that I have yet to unveil, and that I would hopefully be able to unveil it in tonight's session. And here now is what the mechanic is. So,
Da-da-da.
in becoming a temple sage at this juncture in the existence of Hyrule, a sage is not necessarily, they can be, but they are not necessarily bound to their respective temple. And if a player chooses to become a fire sage, one of three things may happen to that character. You can, you can rewrite your character entirely as a fire sage. 2, you can multi-class as a fire sage and whatever your previous class is. Or 3, you can continue on as your character is. And if you decide to take levels as a fire sage going forward, you would have that ability. So let me see if I can find.
Could you replace levels of a multi-class with Fire Sage?
Yes. So
Hey,
let
I've
me-
got a flame sword, so if no one else, is opposed, I'll do it.
That does sound pretty metal, bro.
So
That would look awesome.
let me let me see.
Now this sounds all cool and everything, but Gully, you're still looking for someone, and if you find her, I don't know how that works. If she can
This will
stay
make
with
sure I
you,
find her.
meaning like, the sages normally, live for quite a while.
Yeah, but think
Won't
of
be a
all the
sage.
knowledge I'll be able to gain. I should be able to find her quicker.
You're gonna live longer than her.
I'm sure I can work something out. I'll figure out a way to get past all that. I just want to find her.
Aww.
So here's the question though. If you take the coin now, what if we find someone who's better off with it. Can we give it to them?
You don't necessarily. This isn't necessarily a decision that needs to be made in this moment. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm into the Cataclysm chat. I'm posting the Fire Sage information, and I'm going to
Oh,
post.
Leto, you're a water being. It'd be kind of cool if you were fire and water. Ah.
Fire's great, but I'm more of like a beach,
Oh,
like
it's not.
woodsish, not really fire anything.
Okay,
Maybe
okay,
just a
okay.
little
I
bit
mean,
of
I just,
flame.
I kind of have a liking to fire, so, yeah. To each his own. Doesn't mean I don't like you.
So, um, I'm not going to hold you to any permanent decisions with this at this current point. It is as of right now until anything is committed to. It is simply something that is up in the air. So the thing about pointing out this mechanic is that we are going to be going through a number of temples, and every temple has its own sages with their own abilities. And um, one of the reasons that this mechanic was initially conceptualized is um, in order to get to this level in the campaign where these actions are taking place, um, in trying to be considerate, I created this mechanic thinking that there is a possibility that at this point in the campaign, some players may tire of their characters, and that is perfectly normal. I mean, if I was playing something for this long, I would too. So I hold nothing against that. So what this does is this creates an ability to one, alter a character in a way that was unforeseeable at this point. Two, technically you could completely abandon your character, um, making a new one and relegating that character to the designated temple, um, or kind of like anything in between. So, or nothing at all. As I've said, we have a number of temples. We have far more temples than we have players. Um, or if you wanted an NPC to be the new temple sage, that is also a possibility. So basically, kind of like what I'm pointing out is that there are uh, a number of things that this function can encompass. So um, I urge I urge that it is given some thought. If someone is gung ho about jumping on this, absolutely, I wholly support you. Um, but yes, I say give it a little bit of thought. Um, this is a very big mechanic that creates a large alteration to a character. So, um, but let's get to the good stuff. I know why we're here. We're here.
I have a couple of little quick things.
Yes.
So there are still pieces of the gem, right?
Like fragments?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I collect a bunch of those? And tell me how much. And I just want to, make sure. I'm gonna stab what's left of Teekoh with the sword just in case. If just to make sure.
Okay. So you keep kind of like taking the sword and poking them around in different areas. You swish it around inside the gem. You hit it in a couple of kind of area, a couple of soft joints that you find. Uh, you know, maybe give it a little wiggle in his mouth or whatever. ultimately it yields no response.
Okay. So I'm gonna collect some of the gems and see if I can get a piece or two of Teekoh itself, just in case.
Teekoh himself, I mean, at this point, enough of him has kind of caved in that it's hard to discern his physical biology from the surrounding kind of molten area. But I mean, I guess more what I'm saying is you know where his body is and what his body looks like, but as you start to take chunks away, it really doesn't seem to be anything different from like the surrounding rock area. The gem itself, you I would say you can take a good bit of, especially because I know you have a bag of holding. So, I mean, I would say kind of like take to the amount that makes you happy. There can be upwards, let's say the gem can weigh upwards of 50 pounds. So, however many pounds of the gem you want to take, feel free to note it in your character sheet.
Can I cast Identify on the gem to see if it has any latent properties that we should perhaps know about?
Absolutely. Ritual cast?
Regular cast.
Okay.
Just like over a minute. I expend a first level spell slot.
Gotcha. Okay. It comes back as completely inert.
Perfect. I pass this information on.
Okay. So does this mean my temple's better?
Give me a, you know what, your call, history or arcana.
I'm gonna do Arcana. I'm gonna guide myself real quick. It's a 22.
Okay. Um, I don't know if you could technically classify the temple as better. Um, the the temple right now is in a bit of a, especially since the evil has been purged and a sage has not been named. The temple is more of a in a neutral state. So in order for it to sway back to being in a positive way, a sage must at the very least be named, um, and understand that the the defense of the temple is the responsibility of the sage, whether or not the sage is present.
Okay. So I'm not sure what else we're gonna do, but I'm gonna walk over to a fiend real quick, and she probably looks pretty bad, right?
Um, actually, I'm looking surprisingly good after the potion I had.
Okay, then I'm going to just be like, fine, and I'll touch myself.
Well,
Sorry.
And I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on myself since I am kind of low.
all right.
Well, I I, I'd like to approach Juliet if she'll let me.
Mm-hmm. She
Um,
right as she is right now. She's just kind of like on her knees, kind of leaning back on her haunches, just kind of seemingly mentally disconnected at this point.
I gotcha. So I'm going to just kind of like I'm gonna get on like the same position, like next to her, and just see if her eyes like acknowledge me at all, or if she still needs a little more time before she can talk.
She notices you.
Hmm.
You can
I
hear, as you get closer, you can hear her kind of like making some kind of like soft sniffles. Um, like she never really knew her grandfather in person, but she had known stories of him, and um, she might not necessarily feel the loss of him, but she just was apparently not prepared to deal with how this unfolded.
Gotcha. Um, so I just like to I'd like to do my best to kind of like console her somewhat, but also just start with you did something amazing today, Juliet. Something very few other people in this world would have strength for. It's no wonder he's proud of you. I think everyone is proud of you at this point, Juliet. And I hope you can be proud of yourself too. Um, it took a lot just to come in here, and you did so without hesitation. And you did something even more than just fighting the Dongos. You well and truly fought uh to preserve your very family line. One of the most important fights someone can have in this world, and you took to it without hesitation or fear. And there's a lot to that, Juliet. And you know, I think, you know, he he said he was proud of, you of Chief Link, and you know, I hope you know that I'm sure that extends onto you. Um, there's no way it couldn't. Um, I just it's a lot, and I I gesture over at Gully, and I just say, no, you were great to us today, and I'm really glad that we had you here, Juliet. Um, in ways you might not be clear on necessarily, but you definitely saved us by having you here. Uh, Deacon kind of like smiles in like a soft kind of way, and he goes, "It's not every day that much butt kicking gets done in that small of a space." Like referencing within 5 feet of something. Like, you guys, you did amazing. And I kind of like gently pat her on one of her hands. I don't, you know, and if she doesn't say anything immediately, I'll leave her to that.
She goes in between her sniffles. She first says, she says, "I I just I feel like I should have come here with better intentions.
Sorry, you cut out.
I feel like I should have come here with better intentions. I I mean, if he knew how if he knew that the other sages could be saved, why couldn't he save himself?" Yeah.
I think Tikkun is interfering with your speech at the moment.
No, sorry, yeah, there's like you're like a little robotic. It's just hard for me to hear you. Is all I was trying to say. I apologize.
Oh. Okay. You know what? It might be my AC.
Now you're clear.
Okay.
Yeah, now you're super clear.
Okay.
Teekoh's coming from the grave, interfering.
God damn it. God damn it, Bobby. Yeah. Okay. So I'll take it back a bit. So for first she's like, I feel like that I came here with the wrong intentions. If I knew that my grandfather was down here this whole time, things could have been different. If he knew how to save the other sages, why could he not save himself? I just it doesn't make sense. We
Um,
things in Goron Village are changing, and maybe some for the better and maybe some not for the better. We need him, now more than ever. I just feel abandoned.
I'll take that moment to interject by just kind of lightly squeezing her hand. And I say, Juliet, I think that there is no better intention or better time that you could have come here. He gave himself up what is clearly a long time ago to fight the forces of Ganon that trapped him in here. And he seems to have willingly walked into that to seal this monster here. I think that's why he couldn't save himself. But what matters is that you did come here with the intentions to make something of yourself and help out your fellow Gorons. Juliet, I know that because he is the sage, it seems like you need him, but the truth is, what they need, what you need, isn't him, it's you. You're the one who is now responsible for fighting for your people, and that's something you took to very well. It's something that they're going to need in this time of change. Um, it's not you fought against Ganon every bit as much as he has, and he gave his piece a long time ago. And when we came here first, he gave us a message not to come in here because he was trying to protect us. And we found our way here, and we most likely might not have come in here if you hadn't ushered us in as fast as you did. It's quite possible we have you to thank for getting in here in a timely enough manner to pull off what we all did tonight as well as we did. Things might have been worse. So it's not about what you could have done, it's about focusing on what you did do and how well you did it. And you did very well. And what's more, I know that this is a time of tumult where it feels like he's leaving. But what he left behind for us and for you is not and should not be a sense of emptiness, but a sense of well being, because that's what he wanted for everyone. He wanted you guys to feel better and do better and be safe, and that's why he did what he did. And Julia, for what it's worth, I know, however you may feel about the rest of us, we've fought together, and to me, that's inextricable. Um, if you have nothing else, I'll always be here if you need me, Juliet.
Says,
And I can say that for the rest of them too.
And she kind of like picks her head up ever so slightly, and her arms and shoulders pull back in a better posture, and you know what? You're absolutely right. And if he was in my position, or my father was in my position, they wouldn't be sitting here sulking about what ifs.
You got that right.
I can take this opportunity and this experience to create a moment of clarity and I think I know what needs to be done.
That's cool, Juliet. Be proud. That's all Goran should be.
And she kind of like stands up and dusts off her legs and puts her hand out to. Oh, are you sitting down or are you standing up?
I am also sitting on my knees in like
Okay.
the same posture she was in, so
Oh.
I'll take her hand to help me stand
Okay.
and thank her for it.
And she looks to the rest of the party and she says, "You know, there's something special in each and every one of you, and I may not have the power of Gully or the the planning of Deacon or the creativity of Lido or even a pure heart like Afine has. But one of the things that I've noticed in this day is that this would not have been possible without each and every one of you. So, I think it's time to move on from this place.
Juliet, before we move on, if you don't mind, Deacon, can I speak with you and Lido in private, please?
Sure.
I'll go over to Afine and give you guys some space.
What's up?
Juliet, again, I want to express my deepest, condolences to you upon the loss of your loved one here.
Thank you.
I have a proposition, but I definitely want Lido's input as he's the closest I have to family left. We have not told you, but Lido knows. I'm trying to find, my love. I miss her dearly. And some time back, I found myself on somewhat of a quest for knowledge, but that knowledge kind of led me to spiritual enlightenment. And I don't know. I think that's led me to where we are now. I think the knowledge, the power of the sages is something that can truly benefit us all. But there's an opportunity here where I could potentially become a sage, become your sage, over this domain, and potentially get closer to being able to find her. And I just want to know, how you would feel about that. What are your thoughts? And especially, Leto, I, what do you think about this? Am I thinking of it wrong? Am I jumping the gun here? What are your thoughts? What do you think?
She initially kind of like looks to Leto to see his thoughts on the matter.
Leto is deep in thought. He'll pop a squat, crisscross applesauce, and
Leto,
he's
please don't listen to anything the sword may say to you at this moment.
in the bag. I can't hear him.
Okay, perfect. Got it. Good deal.
Leto is fidgeting with the ring that's on his hand.
Mhm.
I'm gonna use it just because I want to see. So I am going to cast from the ring, locate object.
Mhm.
It's within 1,000 feet. Any piece of Darunia that's left, like bone or anything like that.
Nothing.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Well, you know what? That's not entirely true.
Oh, there's an eyelash.
It the the entirety of Teekoh does kind of ping a little bit. So from that, what you can gather is that on some level, both Teekoh and Darunia became intertwined with one another. It was not a possession. It was not a consuming, but it was kind of like a corruption of what was once Darunia.
I was really hoping that would work.
Sorry.
Okay.
But this is still an important tidbit of information.
Okay. Well, Gully, you don't have to make the decision right now. I know I can at least use like the spell scrying to see things that are going on with people. I haven't tried it for Beatrice. There's always a chance that I could learn something and then you make your decision.
This is true.
If it was me, I would just do it because, it's kind of cool. But I'm not a fire person, so.
Well, I kind of like fire. I think that's also why deep down I might be drawn to it as well.
The other thing is, from the little bit that I know, you would be kind of weird being the fire sage. And I say that because, as far as I know, Darunia's been the only one, and he was a Goron in Goron territory, being the fire sage of kind of Gorons.
Yeah, but the sages were not always all Gorons.
Oh, in different places, they're different, like whatever they are to that area, I think.
And at this point, Julia kind of interjects herself, and she goes, Leto, I understand what you're saying, but the spirit of the fire temple and the flame that resides within does not solely belong to the Goron.
Okay.
It is rare, from what I've learned growing up in Goron Village. It is rare that a non-Goron is a Fire Temple sage, but it is not unheard of. And by all means, if the fire burns within an individual, then that is what's most important.
Would the
Okay.
Gorons accept me as the sage?
That is what I want to make sure of. Because Darunia was her grandfather and Link's father. I think you should ask him before you decide.
Granted.
Yeah, well, that's Kyle, why I wanted to speak to you too. I mean, this is definitely something that I want as much input on as possible. And yeah, if you think that is the course of action that we should take,
Well,
if Juliet thinks it's a good idea, then yes.
So I will admit, I do believe that becoming the Fire Sage after my grandfather is very large shoes to fill. However, that would be the position for anybody, Goron or not. If you would feel more content talking to my father about it and getting his blessing, then he is just a short trek away. But I will say that from my personal standpoint as the Princess of the Gorons, anybody who would be willing to stand up toe-to-toe with that monster has my blessing.
Last thing I'll interject just in case. He did mention talking to Rohan. Rohan might be like wiser in what comes about once you become it, or maybe he knows something that we don't know. Look towards your elders, I guess, for guidance.
Okay,
Rohan
fair enough.
is our most trusted advisor. He knew my grandfather personally and raised my father since he was nothing but a mere child. It is never bad to look for his counsel.
Plus, I'll lean into Gully. He's a royal alchemist, so maybe we can get on his good side by doing this.
Fair enough. Well, it sounds like I need to parlay with the king and Rohan. Probably Rohan first. So, sounds like the two of you are a yes, pending the blessing of Rohan and the king.
I am a yes.
I'm a thoughtful yes. I wait to see everything before I go 100%. I don't want you to get in trouble and be like, no, I'm the fire sage and I'm stuck in the mountain and people have to worship me and I'll be alone forever. I don't want that to happen to you, man.
Yeah, well, I don't think it will be a situation where you are ultimately magnetically stuck in one place. But maybe Rohan would be able to answer that.
Exactly.
So, oh, yeah.
So, I don't know about you, but it's hot as blazes in here and it sucks.
Yeah,
I'll go
yeah, yeah,
outside.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And I don't want to be rude. I did kind of pull you two to the side and left Fifine and Deacon waiting. So sorry. Yes, yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's get out of here.
Okay. Excuse me. So while this is going on, is
Personally,
there
I thought this was working wonders on my skin, but yeah, let's go outside.
so while this is going on, is there any specific conversation going on between Deacon and Naveen?
Yeah. I imagine, since they're having like a private conversation, the first thing Deacon would do is show Fiend his little air conditioner trick. Where with prestidigitation you can like cool, like blast cool air at somebody, and it's very relaxing in these temperatures. Um,
That is
and
awesome. Athena's definitely leaning into that.
and yeah, so Deacon's just like casting it every like 6 seconds to like just basically have the little air conditioner running. Um and yeah, so he's like so he kind of smiles and he's like, so looks like we fought most of that battle side by side. Um how'd you take to the combat, Afine? Looks like you did really well. But like, how does it feel to get into a battle that big? Did you see anything like that in your homeland?
I'm definitely not. It was honestly quite thrilling. I quite enjoyed it. As sadistic as that sounds.
Uh, Deacon kind of snickers and goes, "Well, nothing sadistic about doing right thing. And it looks like you were great inspiration for Leto get killing Blow. You guys do like very very crafty things with water. Kind of wish me had more to do with water, but well, only water me gets from Lost Woods anymore." He
Oh,
sticks his tongue out like and makes like a parched, thirsty gesture as like a joke. Um, but yeah, I am, I sorry, so I imagine you've probably picked up a lot from all this. It seemed like you were really learning from Leto's assorted tactics. Hee hee.
I have been trying to pick up on the good that you three are doing and ignore the slightly more questionable aspects.
That for the best. That for the best. Honestly, I I like the dispel magic trick a lot. Um, I it's finicky, but when it works, it hit like nobody's business. I remember a long time ago, we had a potion of anti magic that we came across, and that was one of the more interesting things we had to play with at the time. Um, I my idea was of course always just throw it at them, but I don't think we wound up using it that way.
Does sound like that would have been quite fun to watch.
Mm-mm. Maybe if we're lucky, we find another one. I'll toss it over to you.
If you don't mind me asking, Deacon, how are you feeling after that?
um, he takes a deep breath. He says, last time he ran into something like that, kind of, well, it resulted in my untime. It kind of resulted in me untimely demise. You see, so was kind of nervous for most of that, to be honest. Um, I I don't know. After what happened on our way here back into Hyrule Castletown the first time, he kind of sighs. I've been kind of scared to use my crossbows too much. Not seem like it always work out for the best, but this time it seemed to be the only things that did anything that I could do. So he kind of like rubs the back of his head and he's like, not really sure how to handle things anymore. It gets more complicated by the day. I just don't. I don't know. Too many times I pull those out and then somebody gets unduly hurt because I can't cast spells or I um he you know um don't take the right shots. And he kind of like deflates slightly.
Most things do tend to get more complicated as they go along. But from what I've seen today, you've only made good shots. You seem to hit every target, and I'm proud of what you've done today.
He
Even if
he
you're
looks-
scared.
he smiles and kind of like fluffs his leaves a bit. He's like, "Well, thanks, Afine. I just hope that in the future my strikes are more guided than they have been in the past. I don't want to go hurting any civilians again. That was very scary."
I can imagine. This might sound weird, but I remember before you mentioned Dreamy a lot. Do you need a hug?
Um, that sounds great. Um, thanks, Afine.
Anytime. She basically ends up resting her head on top of Deacon's and just hugs him for a while.
I lean in. He can't think of much else to say, but he seems content.
Sounds good. And all right. So after all that, the party comes back together and they start to make their way outside the fire temple. Um, is there anything else anyone's interested in before vacating the area?
Is Romeo's hammer still here?
I believe we left it outside,
It's
hanging
outside.
off a tree, right?
Oh, right, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, right. Yeah, my brain went flat.
Okay.
So, Princess, I have an offer for you. It's like a one in a lifetime chance. Just go with this. If you had a chance to be any animal, what kind would you want to be?
Um, such a strange question. I suppose, being uh being Goron, we tend to be very, very heavy, dense creatures. And I've always kind of wondered what it would be like to be so light that I could fly. I guess it doesn't matter specifically what the animal is, so long as it could fly.
Okay. So, if I offered that I could turn you into that for like a couple, maybe like an hour, so that way you can experience it, would you be willing to?
Well, it can't be worse than the last thing you turned me into.
Uh, well, I could turn you into another bug, but I'm not going to do that. Um, you want to be really big or kind of like perch on a shoulder?
Perching sounds fun.
Have a particular color that you like?
I'm partial to red, I suppose.
Okay. Are you ready?
In here? Sure.
Okay. So I cast polymorph on her and turn her into a cardinal.
All right. And she just she starts to fly around a bit, but the updraft from the heat takes her a bit off guard. So she kind of lands and perches herself on a fiend and just does this little hopping cardinal dance, and and yeah, she doesn't really. That's kind of where she stays for the moment. She didn't seem too keen on flying inside the temple.
Okay, I'm ready to go if everybody's ready to go.
I'm good to go.
Okay.
Yep.
So you make your way out of the temple, and as you go from platform to platform and get back to the main entrance, you realize that the barrier is now down. You exit out into Dodongo Cavern, where the ceilings are a little bit higher, and Juliet is able to kind of fly around a little bit more, spreading her wings. And as you make your way through Dodongo Cavern, you realize that the band of Gorons has not returned. You can if you know, by examining their campsite, you can get a good impression that they have done a thorough job of packing up and vacating the area. And with that, you continue out into the Death Mountain area. So you come out of the entranceway, so you walk maybe 20, 30 feet outside of the entrance to the point that you're all comfortably outside of the entrance.
Before we do that,
Uh-huh.
can we go back to their camp real quick?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, Fiend, Princess, just stay
Yeah.
here for a moment. Ollie, Ikun, I need your help with something real quick.
Okay.
Okay, what's up?
Okay, see those little spikes with the heads and stuff on them?
Mm-hmm.
We're getting rid of them.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what the best thing to get rid of them in is?
Mm-hmm.
What?
The answer is lava.
Ah.
So I'm pretty sure the three of us can probably pick them up, throw them in the lava, and come back like no time.
Without incident.
Oh yeah, sure. Let's do it. Come on.
This is in theory, I would consider sacred territory. It's leading up to, like the temple.
So
Makes sense.
my question is,
Nothing more sacred than chucking in lava.
how do you throw them into the lava? I want all three of you to role play how the head goes from your hand into the lava.
Well, I personally, I take the entire stick because I don't want to personally touch the head because it's icky. So I carry it like Link carries those like bamboo sticks where they're just like very firmly pointed like go from his head. And he does like a little march with that pointing away from him. And then when he gets to the lava, he's a little nervous about bringing it actually over his shoulder in case it falls on him again. So he just kind of like pushes it away from him with like an audible, yeah.
Perfect. All right. And what about Gully?
Oh, Gully will just go ahead and pick up one of the sticks, with the head on it. He'll proceed to walk right on in with it, kind of like the stick, over his shoulder, the head like towards the back.
Right.
And then once he gets inside, he'll take the stick as if he's holding it like a bat, and then try to swing it to sling the head off of the end into the lava.
Wonderful, wonderful. And finally, Lido, how do you dispose of your head?
I just carry them in, take them over to the edge, and just lower them down. And like T2, watch them go slowly down. Just like,
Wonderful.
now you're at rest. Don't come back as a ghost.
Be free.
All wonderful
You
methods.
could have at least given them a little, last, taste of freedom and excitement before, you put them to rest. You just lower them down. That's boring.
They're already dead, and I've already dealt with enough like dead people before.
I use minor illusion to make a tiny little piggy resembling ghost like float up from the lava with a little halo above its
Nice.
Lidow's like, nope, 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 walk away.
head.
As they're coming back, Athena's gonna call over. I wasn't gonna push you in if that's what you were worried about, Lido.
Oh no, I did that because I just didn't think the lady should have to deal with gross stuff like that. I don't know. It's just me.
I appreciate the concern, but I've dealt with a lot of gore in the past.
Still, the sentiment is there. I just keep walking.
One of the many times Leto has proven himself, if nothing else, an absolute gentleman. Yeah, all right. So after taking care of the piked heads, you make your way out of the temple, or out of the Dango Cavern at this point, and the fresh air of Death Mountain once again fills your lungs.
Chimkin bucks you all a greeting. She gently nudges a backpack full of assorted snacks in the party's direction as you guys come out, and she it has been difficult, but she has spent the last time we've been in the dungeon trying to like assort them into little, a bag for you guys. So it's something
Aw.
to munch on.
So, can we tell how long we were in there?
You went in, if I recall, very early in the day.
Mhm.
It's I'm not going to claim right now whether or not it's the same day, but I will say that it is now dark.
Okay.
Um, and now that the adrenaline of the event is starting to subside, you do start to realize that it's been a while since you've had any rest. And as you start to contemplate this, and you recognize, and you know have your interaction with Chimkin, you hear a voice coming from behind you at the entrance, back at the entrance to Tizango Cavern. The voice says, "You've been very impressive in your first trial." And the second voice says, "I had my doubts, but you've proven me wrong. What do you do?"
I take out my crossbow.
I turn around.
You turn around, and then there's two golden Yiga, or Giga, sitting atop the entrance to Dodongo
I put
Cavern.
away my crossbow. They are not going to help me with this.
Hi. Can we help you?
Ah, and a new recruit. And the first Yiga, or the second Yiga, I'm sorry, the second Yiga kind of glances over in the direction of Deacon, Leto, and Afine, and the first Giga maintains a hard stare at Gully. First one says, I'm sorry, the second one looks at the three of you and says, "You know, there may be hope for the lot of you yet. Are you sure that this is a path that you want to travel down?"
I think so. It looks like the only one off the mountain.
I just turned to her and clapped my hands. You're learning. That was great.
Beautiful.
Yeah, what she said.
Says, "And with humor to boot. Well, I suppose we'll be seeing each other again in the very near future. And the first Yiga who has not broken their gaze on Gully simply makes a darting gaze at a fiend and darting back to Gully. Just the eyes. And in a smokescreen, they're gone.
So those are the Giga. They're, special Giga, but I call them Giga because they're golden. Not sure if they're good or bad, but congratulations, Athene, you survived meeting them like we survived.
Yeah, they almost hit me last time, but they didn't. I said that was on purpose. Hopefully they're right. Not have apple on my head or anything.
So the second interaction with the Golden Yiga. And so yeah, they have not presented any active threat thus far. They seem to be keeping an eye on things. They seem to have they seem to know more than what they let on whenever you encounter them. But we will see what happens as their story unfolds.
So, it's late, but I was wondering if you guys wanted to take one more field trip.
Sure. Where to?
Well, I've never met him before, but, the big Goron's supposedly around here somewhere.
I point up. Not like up the mountain, just like straight up.
In the sky?
Kind of. He made those big evil gauntlets for me. Deacon does not actually have any idea which direction is up on the mountain right now.
Well, different timeline. Maybe he can make
God, I
something
hope
good instead.
that would be nice. I hope so.
Also, it's good to know who's around just in case we need him.
Mm-hmm.
If he's really big, that might be cool.
That would be cool. When we met him last, gave us big view of Hyrule. It was nice. It was fun.
Okay, so the question is, we go tonight, or do we wait until tomorrow?
Tomorrow when we can see the view better.
Ooh, I like that. That worked for me.
Also, the thing that I know everybody's waiting to check, I look and see if the hammer's still there.
The hammer is untouched.
Okay, that's good. Yeah. So should we make camp inside? Or out here?
How far away from town are we again?
4 hours of travel. Yeah.
Hmm.
We could probably make it because my wild shapes. It can become
Yeah.
something quite large and take at least 2 of guys.
I actually also have a teleport remaining.
Mm.
And it's up to you.
Well, hmm.
While you think about that, I go over to the hammer and I look at the color of the hammer. And I start looking to see on the ground if there's any pieces of like broken, like anything that look like the hammer.
Ooh.
Like as if like pieces of the hammer broke off.
Yep.
No, no, it's a
No,
pretty.
no, like no. I'm looking for just like debris on the ground that looks like broken pieces that might have come from it. That's what I mean.
Okay, so more are you looking to create like a deception on the matter, or are you looking for actual debris pieces?
I'm looking for. I basically want to bring it back and mess with Romeo that it was broken.
I ooh, man. If you find something even remotely resembling that, I could help you doctor it up with my forgery kit if you
Um,
want.
I would say that you don't find any type of like broken metal shards, but
Okay.
through some creative use of a forgery kit, I would say that you could probably maybe utilize some like splintered wood to maybe look like it were stone, or you could try to use the hammer itself to try to break some stone to, or you could try to make a fake hammer if you're really creative.
You don't think we have a forge to try and make one?
True.
Hmm. If there was only a really talented blacksmith who was really good at making things that lived
Point
outside of
taken.
Goron Village.
Point taken. Well,
Yes. I of course am speaking about the big Goron.
Yes.
Yes.
how many hours is it up to him again? I forget
It's a
already. I'm
it's a
sorry.
2 hour trip up.
All right. You want to go see if we can make it up to him? I imagine if you do your Speedy Bird thing, he might have a way for us to crash at his place. If not, I actually have a plan for a place we could crash at his place.
Again, I can only take 2 of you with me.
Uh,
Mm.
I mean,
Well,
even if we don't make it up fast, maybe we could just ride on Chimkin's back and see if we like can just chill and if we fall asleep, we fall asleep. I guess. If you guys want, I mean, no pressure. Yeah, could potentially do the old short rest thing.
Well, I look for where the princess is flying, if she's not flying where she's settled.
Mm-hmm.
Be like,
She's
okay,
yeah, she's just kind of enjoying the moment. For how long does it last? For the hour?
it's an hour.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say that
Not sure how much time is left.
you're probably approaching the latter end.
Okay. Well, then I will go over, extend my finger so that way she can try and jump on it. I have to make an animal handling check. I can do that.
Um, I would say that she's able to approach herself pretty uh easily.
Okay. So I will take her and I will put her on the ground. And once she touches the ground, I'll let the polymorph so that way she can turn back into her.
All right. So she resumes her shape, and I guess we're heading. Are we traveling on foot north, or are we uh doing a special kind of travel?
Um, I think if we have any time at all left in our day, we could just hoof it on Chimkin, and I'll find a way for us to get back or get some rest once we get there.
How fast is Chimkin?
She can fly 80 feet around.
She can fly that far. I don't have anything besides flying creatures that could do that. I was gonna just, turn into something cool and run it.
Oh, that'd be cool.
And turn into an ostrich.
But yeah, if we want to go up the mountain, I can fly 2 of you up,
That works.
or we can run it.
Here, yeah, why don't you guys fly up and, I will meet you back on Chimkin. I have, yeah, yeah, here we go. I have this coin that I got from Bigaron, so if I could teleport up there to meet you guys, since I still have the coin. So that way I could like do whatever, and with make sure the princess is back at night, so that like Chief Link doesn't want us dead, or like come looking for us. If that makes sense.
Have you ever met him before?
Yeah, fair point.
Would you like to meet him?
Are we talking about the big Goron?
Yeah.
Are you talking to me or Julia? I'm sorry.
Juliet.
Yeah, that's a good point.
She goes, I did see him once when I was very young, and so I doubt he'll remember me, but he is quite large.
All right. Here. Why don't you take all right, here. Gully, take Juliet and one other person, and then we'll the other one of us will hoof it on Chimkin, because I actually have a plan to get us a cool resting spot once we get there. Something I've actually wanted to try for a while, but I've had a justification for. So.
Okay, so we're flying and teleporting and all that fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I'm gonna save my teleport. I'm gonna walk up. Otherwise, we would only need the one. Like on Chimkin's back, sorry, with like one other person, if that's okay with you guys. You guys can pick any one of you who wants to come with me, but I'm gonna be taking the scenic route.
Okay. So for the 2-hour walking route, I'm going to have Deacon roll a d20 for encounter, as well as one other person who is traveling with him.
So we're actually walking or riding on Chimkin?
Well,
I mean, we're riding on Chimkin, but like the other one of you can fly with Lido.
I'm a giant
to,
owl at the moment, so I'm just looking,
Yeah,
Go
like he's
whichever way that he can read a book while he's traveling.
Ooh. Looks like that's you, me, and Chimkin, buddy.
All right. So
Get you 2 hours of book reading while we make our way up there, assuming you don't roll an encounter.
okay.
It's at least one, since I got no encounter.
Okay. All right. So, and that was I need to roll a d20.
D20, yes, please.
D20 coming up. There we go. Please be no encounter. Please be no encounter.
Oh no!
I think that's.
I think I recognize that number.
It's 6 Lionels.
What is it, Deacon?
That's the landslide, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry, Gully.
So, okay. So it's my understanding that Deacon and Gully are traveling on Chimkin, and how is the rest of the party traveling?
I was going to pick up the princess and a fiend
And fly?
as the giant owl and fly them up.
Okay. So So Leto, Afine, and Juliet get a bit ahead, and now we're going to split the party.
Sorry.
Because Gully, you do get an hour of reading, and and then you hear this rumbling, and you get caught in a landslide, and it takes you all the way down to the foot of the mountain at Hyrule Field. So this is where we're going to stop it for tonight.
Sorry, Gully.
All right.
We're going to
I
stop.
can. Oh, sorry.
So the party is split in an attempt to visit the Big Goron. We will pick it up and narrate it from that point, and see how quickly and efficiently we can reunite the party. But
I should have expected this. Sorry.
it was a 5% chance.
True.
There's a 5% chance of a rock slide, and we hit it, so it's all good. Listen, that's just more potential time for reading. So,
Sure.
Maybe, yeah.
so
I can either teleport us into town or up to the Big Goron. It'll be okay.
all right. So, yeah, I can't wait to tell you guys how much XP you've earned for this session after killing this boss. But we will do that off.
Nice.
We will. Oh, kitten. My cat's been so good
Cool,
tonight.
cool. I
s-
updated the manual field to by 1 hour and put it at 4 days.
mm,
So however many more hours are left in the day, we're on day 4 now. So I just wanted to make sure I updated that to reflect accurately.
Perfect. That works great. Okay. So, thank you for everyone who tuned back in after our disconnect. When I check the footage later, I will see what we missed, and I will spend a greater amount of time going through that in next week's chat session, because I believe what we missed was quite awesome. So, right, everybody, right? So,
Oh, yeah.
so we will
Gully
talk.
smack talking the whole fight.
Yeah. It was, like Ganon came, and like it was just nuts. You should have been there. So, thank you everyone for tuning in tonight. Thank you everyone who tuned back in tonight. I will try to get this session uploaded as quickly as I possibly can, and we'll talk about it in greater length next week. So, just as a quick reminder, we have our. I'm gonna check see if we have any broadcasters. We have our chat session next week. No mutual follows. So if you would like us to raid you on your broadcasting channel at the end of ours, feel free to send us a follow, and we'll send you a follow. And at the end of our campaign or chat sessions, we will do what I just did and check if there's anybody broadcasting, and if there is, we're gonna raid you. So again, I can't thank everybody enough, because I greatly appreciate everything. We are having a ball doing this campaign and sharing it with everybody. And yeah, we'll hopefully see everyone next week. Until then, bye.
Bye.
Bye.